Welcome to Homebrew, brought to you by EXM Online. My name's Justin.
I'm Christian, 5th level Puntomancer.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Reed.
And this week, Ryan, what are we playing?
We are playing a game called Dixit. If you can hold up the box. So Dixit is a really simple game. Basically, we have a bunch of cards here that have different, really cool images on them. So like that. Every single card is different and unique. The way you play the game, each of us has 6 cards in our hand, and the person who is judging, or not judging, but first person to go, names a name or a concept or a term or a random sound or anything associated with one of their cards, and then puts it down. Everyone else's responsibility is to come up with something they think matches that term and put it down as well. We're then going to lay the cards out here, and it's the responsibility of the people who did not put the first card down to vote for whichever card they think was the right one.
With these numbered tiles.
Right. And the only slightly complicated part of this game is the scoring system, which I'll be taking care of, and it's going to be represented by these adorable bunnies on this track. The first person to get to 30 wins the game, and
But the essential of the scoring system is basically that the person playing the card wants it to be concrete enough that people guess it, but not so easy that everyone gets it.
yes, I should.
Yeah.
So yeah, we should explain that. I should explain that a little more. So basically, the way it works is if everyone guesses what your card is, you get no points. Everyone else gets 2 points. If no one guesses what your card is, you get same thing. Everyone else gets 2 points. You get no points. But if one person, if between 1 and, in this case, 3 people get it, or 1 and 2 people get it, then the people who got it move forward 3. The person who presented it moves forward 3, etc.
And you can also score points by having people guess yours, even if you aren't the person who played down a card.
Yes.
So you want to be close to the theme. And this week we're going to be drinking a Three Creeks Brewing beer, 5 Pine Chocolate Porter. They're out of Sisters, Oregon, which is to the east near Bend, near the Sisters Mountains, appropriately enough.
So why chocolate, Christian?
Why chocolate indeed? We couldn't really think of a theme for picking our beer this week because this is a game about associating random concepts with everything. I think that chocolate works because this game is whimsical and fun and reminds me of childhood, but also you can have adult humor with it and just be more mature. And this is a chocolate beer, which reminds me of my childhood except with more alcohol. So,
And we did not come up with that just
This
5
Dixit
minutes
is
ago.
lots of chocolates.
On the spot.
All right.
Now, about that chocolate, though, it says it features 2 pounds of the finest Belgian chocolate.
per barrel.
Per barrel.
Per barrel. If it had 2 pounds of chocolate
Oh,
in a like
can.
60-ounce
It
can,
would taste even more amazing.
it would
Yeah,
taste
heavy
like the
can.
violation of physics.
You don't need your sass.
All right. So,
Okay.
do you want to take the first round then?
Yeah, and why don't we go in this direction?
Yes.
Since
So-
Reed has not played
The
before.
one distinction I'm making quickly is that, unlike similar games like Balderdash,
Mm-hmm.
you want people to guess your stuff. Unlike in other games, it's usually like you don't want people
But
to guess your
you
You
don't
want
want
a balance.
everyone.
You want it to be vague enough that not everyone gets it, but clear enough that like somebody gets it.
The point
As long as at
system,
least one person gets it,
So
then you
lots
get
of
it.
inside jokes between one person.
Yes, those are very
Yeah.
helpful.
Yeah, and just for reference, Reed is playing as the Red Rabbit.
I am blue.
I'll be playing as Green. You
And
are
I am yellow, which is represented in voting by these odd green, light green.
off green
Yeah.
tiles.
Off green.
Yeah,
I
cute
one thing
green.
that
It's a
bugs me-
cute green.
Yeah.
I have
Oh,
alliteration on my side.
All right, why don't you take
Red
first
Reed.
round?
Okay.
See what do you got?
I know I'm really terrible about pulling my cards.
Yeah, watch Christian get so excited about every image that he sees.
They're
Yeah,
But the game
good.
is
They're
beautiful.
So good.
yeah. And what's really fascinating is that you have all the expansions, and that's like several hundred cards, and every single one is a totally unique.
Still not quite all of them,
Mm.
but I will get there.
And this game is French, right?
Yep.
If I recall.
Right?
Yeah.
Great pictures, right?
The pictures are great. Yeah,
Okay,
they're really great.
So I
They're
have to guess
whimsical.
get you guys to, or at least one of you guys to guess what one of the weird images on the card is in mine.
Okay, so here, let me...
Play around.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go.
Yeah.
Atlantis.
Atlantis. Okay.
So now you pick a card that you think matches that theme, and
Okay.
you put it down.
And it's a game that is like a lot of games that
Oh,
do a similar
man.
thing, like Cards Against Humanity or Balderdash. Like you said, they encourage like jokes and references.
Mhm.
This game kind of encourages you to think in like a lyrical, poetic way,
Okay.
which is difficult. Sometimes, but also kind of fun. Shuffle those up, and make sure to have 6 cards in your hand.
Yep. So redraw.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we've got,
Show the camera.
all right.
Yeah, we should show the camera.
This is a seal with sunglasses and like polka dot pants.
Yeah.
Dude,
just
good
holding
luck
them all
describing them. Also,
Uh,
interpreting the card is kind of part of the fun of the game.
A
All right. So
octopus-looking thing.
now that we've got all the cards out, what your guys' responsibility is to choose the tile that you think represents. Choose which one you think I chose. So
Yep.
if you put down a 1, you think it's that 2, etc.
Okay.
And you do not want to put your vote counters there
Right.
so that it's not obvious which one you voted for.
Yeah. And don't vote for your own.
Yes. It's against the rules, and we can't have that. Yeah, alright. Okay.
All right. So. And I screwed this one up because everybody got it. So.
That's okay, first round. So hold up the winning card.
So this is the card that I chose. It looks
That's
vaguely like
Atlantis.
Atlantis to me, and I like the idea behind it.
Yeah.
So with that, the scoring is pretty nice and simple. Everybody moves forward 2 except for me. All right.
And we will put discards here.
Okay. And so
In
now it's
order.
my turn. My responsibility to pick a word or phrase
can
or
go.
sound. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do it
Okay.
counterclockwise.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give you a
That might be
couple
better.
rounds of practice.
Yeah,
Don't,
that's-
don't forget to take your
Oh,
voting
yeah.
tokens. Sweet. Alright.
This is really good.
Mhm.
The theme is going to be I've got my eye on you.
I'm kind of.
Sometimes I love the hands that you get because they're just like perfect
Yeah,
for something.
Exactly. And that beer's pretty good too.
I've never had anything by
Really?
Greeks,
No, they're
so-
good. And, you know, cans are starting to catch on a little
Right.
bit in the microbrew scene. They're kind of better than bottles in a lot of different ways. They take some getting used to, though.
Well, they're great for summer because on a
Absolutely. All right,
the metal holds that.
shuffle them up.
That.
I would say read them and weep, but this game involves almost no text whatsoever
Okay.
except for the rules.
So we've got this one. I should make sure I'm holding these right side.
Definitely has a surrealist vibe to it.
Yes, the
Yeah.
whole game's very dreamlike. It's wonderful.
And there's some cards that even have like Dali-esque
Uh,
images.
Well, the interesting thing is each expansion is done by an individual different
really?
artist.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
All right, vote
I think I have
Cyrus.
3 of them in here mixed in.
And you know, the game can go up, as you can see, it slots up to 6 people. And with 6 people, it can get even crazier. It's a lot of fun. All right, what have we got?
2, 1, and
2.
2.
All right, it was 2.
All right.
So that would be our second option here.
So that means that Christian, you got it right. So
Yes.
or you were the
I
original,
was
so
the
you go
host.
for a 5, and then
I go 2-5. I get 3 points.
Right, you go 2, and
Number
then
1 was mine.
okay.
I figured that was yours because you said
So
you
you
had
guys
something
both
really
got it
appropriate.
right, and then you go forward 3, and then you get to go forward 1 more. You're yellow.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. So you gained the most points.
Yep.
He gained the most points because not only did he guess the correct one, someone guessed his card as the original.
Okay.
Right.
Because you want people to guess yours. That's why
Okay.
you're trying to match the theme.
Okay.
Should
Yeah.
we show what the original card was? Here.
Yes, this was the original card.
This is I've got my eye on you.
Yes, there were a lot of different ways I could have gone with that one. I kind of like that card.
I like what I had for
Your
response
cards,
to that.
yeah, that one was
This
pretty
is
good.
name the painting simulator.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of.
All right, Justin, rock me like a hurricane. If you make that the
Let's
theme, you get a
go
bonus.
with Dr. Seuss.
Oh,
I'll
That
keep
could
be
it- I'll
any
keep
of
it
these
pretty
things.
open.
that could be so
Oh.
many things.
Although some of these are definitely too dark to be Seuss.
Right.
Although I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to use the word Seussian. draw?
Yeah,
What?
cool card.
They're all cool. I love
Alright,
so many of
So
them.
for Susian, we've got that.
Lighthouses.
And
In a field,
that.
a whole bunch of lighthouses in a field. Some
Oh
sort
my
of
God.
spider with a
This.
sailboat.
And this.
Oh, whoa.
Oh.
These are all awesome.
Okay. Remember not to place them next to what you're voting for.
I think if we just put them down in the middle, it's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So we got 4, 1, and 2.
Ooh. So the correct one was the
Awesome.
lighthouse.
Well done, Ryan. Okay, so at
Because it was
least
the Cat in the Hat's hat.
Yeah.
nice. So at least one person guessed yours.
So
you
I
get 3 points.
So I went forward 3. You go forward 3, and then who was 2?
that was me.
So you're
I get
green,
1 point.
and then I was 4.
So I gave you 1 point.
Thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
because I'm losing.
Yeah, this game is actually, I've played it a couple times, and we've had friends that have played it a couple times. And it's actually pretty merciful in that it's kind of hard to dominate at this game. You can be very experienced, and it really depends on the group of people you're playing with and what kind of mood they're in.
I view this game as less about winning and more about just like, oh, that's a cool image.
Yeah,
I wonder how
right,
my
exactly.
friends'
It's more about
brains
looking at
react
the
to
art.
it.
Creative. I think we've said this before, playing this game with psychologists would be like really unsettling.
Hell.
Yeah, it'd be terrible. So, tell me more about your lighthouse and Zeus fixation. Read. Animal noises and sounds and stuff are open game too.
Okay.
I will probably bust them out.
I like song lyrics personally.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
go with freedom.
Oh.
Oh, so many good
Cool.
choices. Everyone has one from that one really quickly.
I feel like it's so open and like an artsy game too.
I've actually been partially inspired by this thing that you have on your wall. I want to get my act together with this game and make something like that out of cards because the cards
Oh,
have a
yeah.
different have
Color
a color palette
code.
that
Right.
totally
Alright,
fits
number
something like
one.
that.
Show it to the camera as well.
Is a canoe flying through space.
It's really admirable that you're trying to describe them, but I don't think that's gonna work
Some
for
of them
all
might
of
be
them.
hard.
Number 2 is
Well, hopefully
a
these will-
girl and a bird flying above a bicycle.
Ta-da.
Number 3 is a door opening for a man.
Well,
That's
And
Yeah.
number 4 is
There's a lot
what
going
looks
in
like
there.
a costumed donkey coming through a brick wall.
So you said freedom.
Freedom.
And I'm gonna want to hear the logic behind these.
Yeah, right? Mine is the only one that makes sense, obviously.
mine too.
I do a lot of deliberation in this game. Alright.
Okay.
2,
Number 2.
4,
Number 4.
Two.
Two.
1 for 2. Alright, 2 for 2.
The correct one is
2-2.
2.
Awesome.
Yes. And I was number 4.
All right.
So
Dang,
explain-
nobody went for mine.
Which one was yours?
The doors.
Oh, really? I didn't see that as freedom.
I saw it as the doors were opening.
Okay,
Like-
I can see that.
So you go
I
forward
love the runes
3.
on the door, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
I go forward 3. Christian goes forward 3.
And someone guessed mine.
And you
Yep.
go forward. Okay.
Hey, I'm
So what
winning.
what was the logic? Well, I guess it's busting out of a brick wall.
Yeah, it's busting out of a brick wall, and my logic for that was pretty much it, and I didn't really have anything else in my
Fair
head that
enough.
worked.
Yeah.
So, it goes.
The-
I like
the-
one, by the way, the space canoes are
Yeah,
my
that was
favorite.
that's one that I want to put on my wall in some
It's
way.
very pretty.
The light is shining down, so I couldn't.
I was going to say, speaking of, the fact that this game is French, you know what it really reminds me of is Le Petit Prince.
Mhm.
It's very much like
Yeah,
that.
you're right.
It has the
It's-
same, you can picture one of the cards being like a little dude on an asteroid
Yeah.
with a baobab tree.
Yep.
Slightly absurd art style.
Mhm. And I guess that makes it your turn.
Right. Forgot that.
Okay. The theme is artwork that would appear in the Petit Prince.
So every year I try to do NaNoWriMo, which is
Yeah, I love NaNoWriMo.
novel writing one.
Mhm.
Yeah, and some of the groups that meet around across the United States always talk about having a board game of Dixit around when you have like a writing group,
Oh.
and then if you need ideas, then you just start flipping through the cards and trying to write, like a paragraph on this, a paragraph on that.
Yeah, that's
I can
cool.
see it.
I could see how that would work.
Because what are the stories behind these?
Yeah, and that's what I really like about them is that every single one is very, very suggestive of a story.
Let's see how this works. My theme, and it has a hand signal go with it, is imagination.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Oh man, it's tough.
This might be way too broad, but I'm curious to see what happens.
I wish I had just
The
a
broader the better.
blank white card. And
Yeah.
just put it down. Imagination.
Or SpongeBob.
Yeah, this is not
One of the cards actually has a drawing of a sponge on it.
This is not one of those games where they give you blank cards to fill
Yeah.
out. That would be pretty shitty.
Just draw stick figures.
Yeah,
on
Don't forget that.
All right,
Oh. They
So,
should have like
got
blank decks.
that.
Oh, that would be
and that,
Oh, I like that one.
and a carousel,
Oh, I shouldn't react to that. That's a thing I've done before.
and a dragon.
I like that one too. Oh man, that one's great as well. They're all pretty
no.
good. Although that's not quite as bad as the time that we played this and I reacted to the cards when it was my round that I had played one. That was pretty bad.
Yep.
These are some good ones.
Yeah. It's a good topic.
I'm not seeing any sponges or pineapples though, so hand signals throwing me off.
Playing this game with someone really literal would be awful.
Never played a Dixit with Drax. Not gonna work.
But if these cards picture imagination, there's no words on them. Alright.
It is not Atlantis. I have been to Atlantis.
It looks nothing like that.
Okay.
4.
God, I suck at this game today.
I was
Yeah.
hoping people would go for 2.
I thought about 2 for a long time. I really had to deliberate on that. Yeah, Ryan.
I'm
You own
off my game today. That's okay. Notice how early on I said that it's not about winning, so I kind of diffused the responsibility.
Yeah, no, that's great. Hey,
It's strategic.
it's my turn.
Alright. I'm waiting for the animal noises.
Oh yeah.
Throwback to last session.
Yeah.
Don't tempt me.
I'm just trying to think of noises to say for all of my cards. It's a lot of whooshes, and that's about it.
Cheesy. Okay. The theme is awkward. The theme is awkward. Actually, specifically, the theme is awkward.
I'd say it's a throwaway, but sometimes
You never know with
it,
this
it
game.
might not be.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell.
Alright, so let's see.
Shuffle them up. How you liking the beer, Reed?
We've got whatever this is, because I haven't seen it yet. I'll just show
Well,
them
I
all
got
to
a
the
light
camera
bulb.
before I see them. I'll be as surprised as everyone else.
A man in a
Ooh.
ring.
Challenge mode of this game. Play it with Rorschach tests.
What?
This one looks like...
Yeah, that's the Chernobyl one.
These are all kind of awkward.
Alright, I'm curious to see what you guys decide. Confident.
no idea where that confidence comes from.
I think I've been like the first one to put one out every time.
All right.
The beer's decent.
3, a 4, a 1. And the correct card was number 4. Nice. You got it. That looks
And
pretty
somebody
awkward,
guessed
right?
for mine, yeah.
That-
They're
if
all
you-
like,
if you walked in on that, they're like,
"Oh, what are we doing
I love the
here?"
details in that. Like,
Yeah.
it takes you a moment because they're like weirdly clothed and like vaguely reptilian.
It's uncanny valley.
It's and like the bird has 2 beaks, the rabbit has 3 ears. They're holding hands like it's a seance. The whole thing's just uncomfortable.
Okay, so that's gonna be you two. So yellow and green move forward 3.
Bam.
It's not a team game,
Killing
guys.
I win in
And
imagination.
3 is mine, so.
Okay, and so you move forward 1 more.
Justin's really good
And
at
then-
this game.
I get to move forward 1 because someone guessed mine.
You're up there
Nice.
too, man.
All right.
Wait, who was number 3?
Me.
Oh,
And I got
that.
oh yeah, you got that one. Okay, cool. All right.
Alright, what do we got here?
Blows away apples. Open my mind to new realms of association. Also, a shout out because this is something that's always really one of the reasons I like playing tabletop games is the tactile feel of holding cards and moving pieces. And I'm noting where you are. I love the fact that there are these little wooden hand painted rabbits.
Yep.
It
That's
adds to
really
the
great.
whimsical feel.
Yeah, I mean they could have picked anything. I mean theoretically you could have used cubes, but for whatever
Or
reason
it's
using
like going
rabbits
down
is
the
really
rabbit's hole into a surreal adventure.
There you
Alice in
go.
Wonderland.
Can you imagine how wrong it would feel to have like Monopoly pieces here?
I don't know, man. A symbol just
Yeah.
chugging along.
Yeah, but
Alright, I'm
but-
gonna go with a relaxing.
So it begins.
So It Begins would actually be a really good card
Yeah.
to play.
Yeah.
Except that, to me, So It Begins permanently means Theoden and the rain coming down.
Oh yeah. Right?
I've played this game
I don't really
maybe 4 or 5 times, and every time I play, I just find all these new cards.
Yep.
Starts with a T and ends in or way round.
Somebody want to show them off?
Alright. So we've got this. And this.
I say.
Yeah. These are super cool. All of them.
Glory be. My stars.
Okay, relax.
Yeah. Interesting phrase that threw out us, Justin.
Everyone's deep in thought.
Seriously.
Reed's sure though. He's got it.
Oh, positive.
100%.
I have no idea.
Come on, someone vote for mine. Alright, what do we got? 2.
2.
2,
4.
4.
Nobody voted for mine.
Really? Which one was it?
Number 1.
I was thinking about
I was
doing that.
torn between that and 2.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Alright. So we all move forward 2.
And who was number 4 and number 2?
I was 2, so I get another 2.
I was 4.
And you're. So, there we go.
Huh. That was a tricky round.
Yeah, and sighs of relief are not really common to us right now because it's
My
it's
only-
final season
Yeah.
right now.
My only
Tis the
clue is
season.
going to be this.
God damn it.
Can you do that louder?
Should not have told you that you can make sounds.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Like louder one more time.
I think it's a whoosh. But lighter than that. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to draw a card.
You know what? That's actually fine. I'm gonna
Let's try it.
spice up my life by drawing from a different pile than I've been drawing from.
That's not my
What a
Bible.
rival.
I should try that.
What? This,
What? How is
these
that
cards are
Right.
so good.
Number 1. People falling. Thank you.
I love your closed caption.
He
like
could, he
you're
could just be
reading a
throwing
book.
her up in the air. It's like, could be totally wrong.
Hey, no interpretations.
Yeah.
Fine.
Whoa.
This one.
Gotta give
Leave
my
that to the rest of us.
my brain needs to wander free without the leash of your words.
This.
Mm.
And
Oh wow.
this.
Huh. Interessante.
I could totally have this card upside down. Really
Yeah.
cool.
Generally, they're pretty good about making it obvious which way they're supposed to go up, though. They're really well constructed drawings.
All right. 2. 2. 4. It was 3.
Oh no!
All right. So
Who had 2?
that was me.
Nice.
Oh,
Four's
nice.
mine.
Okay. So then all of us except for red go forward 2,
Poor red.
and then I go forward another 2,
And I go forward 1.
and you're yellow.
There's clouds.
Yeah, no, I can see why you chose that one. It's just that Ryan had a trump card.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's funny is I actually only had 5 cards in my hand. I'm like, oh, I should draw something, and I drew that one.
Real.
All right.
However, we decided
No,
that your
no,
name was pronounced
no,
in French.
It's not pronounced in French. It's Ryan
It's
in
not.
French. Fuck the French.
Whoa.
Dude, we just lost half of our watchers.
We're sorry for everybody out there in France.
French are
We're
wonderful
really
people.
popular in Quebec.
Or, yeah, we're really popular.
Or French
There's a lot
Suriname.
of board games in Quebec. There's a lot of games.
Je parle un petit peu de
Although
français.
French Suriname is actually technically a department of France.
French Suriname.
Yeah, in South America.
Yeah, Suriname is also largely inhabited by the Dutch.
Well, it's like there's multiple Surinames. There's like, yeah, Dutch Suriname, English Suriname. Just fascinating, right?
I don't want to have something stupid and obvious like I had the last 2 rounds, so I'm trying not to be dumb.
What if your clue
We
is
still have
silence?
time.
Yeah, what if your clue is utter silence?
You know, that could work for some cards.
Disney.
So everything again is open. I like this one for that.
All right,
Switch
all
tiles
right.
here.
Oh.
Oh, that is so cute.
They're well, okay,
No,
not all,
no,
not all of them are
cute.
cute. I was just remembering that card I played of like the 3-eared rabbit and the 2-beaked bird holding hands wearing
Aw.
clothing. It
Yeah.
was-
They were
yeah.
friends.
If you think Cronenberg is cute.
Yeah.
All right. So we got that, and then this,
Castle.
and then
Hmm.
Tree baby.
Tree baby. That's not really the
Closed
best
caption.
description. Yeah.
Heartboat
Hard boat.
and
Scary fox.
Tiger
cat.
Man.
Thing.
It's a love
Tiger
boat.
Man.
It's a
It's the love boat.
No, man.
Isaac.
Oh, yeah, that's good.
I feel really bad. Love Boat is in the category of like things that were before my time that I only know about because of Futurama references.
This would be like super cool, like
So
just like Isaac
Disney?
and like play
You
this
said
card,
Yeah.
and be
Disney?
like maybe
Oh,
someone
man.
knows the Love Boat song, right?
Disney.
Good choices on this one. Excellent round, people. Excellent round.
It should be going forward.
maybe they're just rebel bunnies.
No, mine's not. And therefore no one else is it.
Your desire for order directly conflicts with this game.
Sure.
All
Probably
right.
wrong, but whatever.
One.
Yes, I didn't completely fuck up this time.
It was one, right?
Yeah.
I really wanted to put down one, but it seemed too obvious.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Never mind.
4.
Yeah.
All right.
Tiger Man.
So
It seemed Disney enough.
3. Oh, don't fall over.
I played 2.
Nice.
And who?
Give me a good wicked 5.
So 18 goes 21, and then red goes up 3. And then,
I got guessed. Red got guessed.
okay.
I would
And
pull a
that's it.
Wittgenstein and say that technically the rabbits could be ducks, but really they don't look like ducks at all. Yeah, no, that's how we did it. You
Yeah,
know,
no, that's
the
what I mean.
Wittgen-
It's
the
more like
Wittgenstein
a pelican.
Yeah,
thing,
it's-
you know,
yeah.
right there.
That,
You got that?
I mean, it's a really derpy
It's
pelican.
really important that we note that it looks like a pelican.
I
Thank
don't
you,
remember
Justin.
where you were, Ryan.
That was a
Around
clever
17.
ruse.
No, I'm on 17.
All right.
He's further ahead.
Yeah,
Bump them all in, yeah.
I was tied a few.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, that's right.
Yes, you were.
Picking these up is a pain.
Let somebody else do it.
I could have. All right. The theme for this round
Goodness gracious.
Matthew McConaughey. All right.
is internet trolls.
Oh god.
Nice. I was wondering what I
Ready right
would use
now?
that card for.
Right? I had this one card I've been hanging out for a long time because all my things were really obvious, and then I'm like, I know exactly what this reminds
I
me
don't
of.
think I have anything for this, but I'm hoping that one works.
Alright, are we all in?
Yeah, I guess so. Shuffle them out.
Yeah, I'm all in.
Good.
Uh-huh.
Oh man, playing this game and you could like make wagers on how well you would do during the round.
So we've got this,
What?
and this,
Man eating a bird.
and this.
Studio
Boy, this is a violent one.
What was the
Internet trolls.
internet trolls? Oh yeah.
Wow, you
I
guys are
love
good.
it.
Very good.
I love it. I love all of these.
I got a podcast. I'm sure of my interpretation.
What?
I suppose technically I played the
Wait, did you? Am I just blind? Never mind.
yeah
Like-
you're
Okay.
just blind. Get some glasses.
Well, I saw
man.
him put that down, and I thought he put the red one down too. I was like,
Oh, no.
okay,
Three.
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 No. Oh, it was 3. Dang it.
Yes.
Made me waste
I
my
really
cats,
love
too.
that card, but I can never. It's such a good card. I can never think of a non-obvious way to play it though.
Right.
This is one that I drew that like I didn't have any idea what I was
Yeah.
gonna do with it, and yeah, a big
4
horrible
was really
monster
good.
swallowing innocence.
I liked 4 just because of the implication of them being like alone at home drinking and wearing
It's
a
also
fedora.
like the joke like fedora.
Yeah, no, I
but-
like
yeah.
that. It was pretty good. The bird is like Twitter or so. It is.
Yeah.
It's a bluebird. It's
Yeah,
Twitter.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
totally, totally,
Good
man.
cats because you mentioned the
Well, that was
Yeah, that was a
lame.
good.
Go for.
Christian's never gonna be quite that
Did we get?
obtuse.
Did we get points?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
That was a weird
No,
backhanded
we
compliment.
got points.
That was
You
a
did.
weird. Christian's never gonna be that obtuse.
Wait, I used to be tied for first. How did I get tied for last? Dang.
Because Dixit.
In the game of Dixit, you win or embarrass yourself by being overly literal.
Let's go with.
Game of Thrones would actually be kind of a fun one.
Oh goodness gracious.
It would have to have either blood or boobs on it to work.
The red.
Let's go with Carl Sagan.
What?
All right, buddy.
Ooh. Yeah. I've had that card since the beginning of the games.
I want to know where this
All
goes.
right.
I'm interested.
I need to figure out like whether you guys are more like interpretive or more literal. That's not fun. Yeah. All right. All right.
Carl Sagan.
Carl Sagan.
Carl Sagan.
We've got this.
Like how you weren't looking at them, so you just say this.
And this one. Alright, I'll look at them first. Ooh.
You can't react.
Ah.
Fair enough.
One of these is Carl Sagan.
Ooh. Wait. Yeah, I'll definitely want to hear the explanation on some of this.
I love just the range.
Yeah.
Well, the range and then the sudden like
Yeah, sudden
deviation.
All right.
All right.
Alright. Two.
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 It
You
was?
guys are correct.
Yes.
Okay, so who put down 4?
Throwaway. Can you justify
Any
it, or is it a
reason?
throwaway round?
Did you think Carl Sagan was a fat man?
I couldn't actually put
I mean,
the
he does
picture of Carl
refer-
Sagan in my head, so I
He does refer to making apple pie, right?
Okay, so that's everyone except Yellow.
I
That's
guess
Yes,
wrong, too.
everyone except for Ruby.
You must
Quite
first.
picture Carl Sagan.
This was
create
the
the
winner
universe.
right here.
And by winner, we
Show
mean
that
for
out
everyone
to our
else.
camera guy. Shout out to Shadwick.
And by winner, we mean winner for everyone except for Justin,
Yep, I
Chicken dinner winner.
which I'm
Ryan's
enjoying
coming up
because
with
that
the
happened to
back
me.
here, Man,
Yeah.
he was behind for a while, and now
Because I'm good at being tricky and putting out
But I
things that other
love how
people will
close
guess.
the game stays.
Yeah.
Like, it's really rare to see, like, a big, huge mix-up.
All right,
in that.
Reed, what do you got for us? I need a card. No, I don't. I can count.
Although we do have a certain
Me-
Wait, one more time? I just need to see this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fabulous.
Sassy Reed.
I just gave up my card that had a cat on it.
What was the... Oh, yeah was the thing. I thought you were just
Yeah.
doing that to do that.
No, that was the thing.
Okay.
I really don't.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I have
anything.
nothing...
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
okay.
me neither.
Then can we just discard our hands and draw 6
No,
new?
nope.
This will be
The way you play it is, what card have you had since the beginning of the game that
Right,
you haven't
right.
played?
Yeah.
All right.
You're gonna see some interesting cards here, I bet.
Yeah, this is gonna not make any sense.
All right. Here's this one.
Doesn't even know how to close caption it.
Fair point.
Here's this one. Am I supposed to close caption?
No, it's good.
Birdfish, lady cat,
Birdfish and lady cat.
Matryoshka doll.
With a wolf inside, notably.
It's lower right hand.
I don't know how to
hey, it
caption
is.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so clever.
I don't know how to caption its plants.
I think this one's just cutting itself. It's an emo piece of
Oh,
grass.
Oh god, it's emo grass.
Yeah. What was the, it was meow. Okay.
Well,
Well,
I think
All right. One. It has a cat in it, so you're right.
yeah,
yeah.
that was, so I put
I
4,
was
I
banking
had
on I'd
nothing.
seen so many cat cards that I figured someone
Didn't
had
have
That's
any.
fair.
a cat card.
Yeah.
I
But no one
literally
had
just
yeah.
used my only
Yeah.
cat card.
So which one was it?
I did not.
It was actually in reference to the old lady.
Oh, okay. Hey, if that's,
Oh.
I don't
Yeah.
want to,
Oh.
Interesting.
whatever.
Yeah.
Oh.
The technical term being guilt.
Please, God.
And there goes the other half of our
You're
audience.
Yeah.
We know what Ryan
They're
did.
All
left
right,
all of you.
Ryan.
I always have to count and make sure I have 6. Get lost in the images and don't know my way around numbers anymore.
Portal.
Okay. Yeah. We can do that.
Start dropping this out.
Someone has a card that has like 2 orange and yellows, or orange and blue circles on it.
Alright, so we've got this. And this.
It's a very literal definition of a portal, and then
It's another portal.
there's this
This.
kind of metaphor.
It's a portal.
That's
Oh man.
yeah.
And that.
Oh man. Oh
That's a portal.
man.
So now, is Ryan still just really literal, or is he
Yeah.
trying so hard to not be literal?
Nobody guess Ryan's. Everybody guess mine. 2, 2.
It was.
It was 1.
Yes, and mine's 2.
See,
Ah,
oh,
Nice.
wow, you
He
stomped
wins.
that round.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
He gets.
oh
he gets all.
man!
One.
Wait,
Wait.
really?
Yeah.
All right.
Nice.
I got the scoring right.
Yeah, he was at
Yeah.
25, so yeah. Okay.
Nice.
Well
Well
done.
done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I banked on you not being that literal because that hasn't
This
worked
was
out for
more
you.
like-
And then you surprised me by being that literal.
Yes.
And my card was this. I got a few guesses there.
Who played Reed? You must have played
I played the
Florida.
snakes.
I like
That
the
card is
snakes.
It's
really
a good
cool.
card.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that one before.
And you're
I don't know, I was thinking
shimmying
NASA.
Lighthouse,
Yeah,
by
it's
the way,
about the Bible
dancing
Belt.
in the minefield.
So,
Dancing in minefield.
what did
So,
y'all
Yeah, but that
think?
still would be because that was still pretty
Oh, yeah,
obvious
yeah,
though.
yeah.
That's the thing.
What do y'all think of Dixit?
Well, I bought this game.
Yes,
and
and
I own a
invested in the
gazillion
expansions.
expansions, so clearly I enjoy it quite a bit. But
Yep.
Hmm.
I really like it. I see it sort of fulfilling the niche that Cards Against Humanity usually fulfills at nerd parties
Yeah,
as an
I think
icebreaker.
it's-
Yeah.
But I really prefer it over Cards Against Humanity because Cards Against Humanity is essentially, you know, a vehicle for delivering randomized one-liners. It's like the Family Guy
Right.
of games.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of boring after a while. You've seen all the cards.
Yeah,
a
it's
lot
like
of the cards
you
are like
hear
really,
a phrase, you laugh at Pac-Man guzzling cum like
Yeah.
one time, maybe two.
and like a lot of the
that.
jokes are on
But-
that level of like sophomore humor that just
Yeah.
isn't really entertaining.
what's unfortunate with that game is it's really revealing if you play with the rando Cardrician rule.
Yes.
Where you have basically every time you play your cards, you just play a random white card, and that's rando Cardrician's card.
Yeah.
And he wins like a third of the time.
Yeah,
actually, my
exactly.
my girlfriend just with a group of friends, and they had a rando card just subbed in, and it won.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
and
happens.
what I like
And
about
so
this
I don't know
game
if it's
is
just
like
that maybe we're just not innately funny.
yeah, no, but I
No,
I
it
think it
happens
is
in
a
every
structural
game.
problem with Cards Against Humanity. Like, I don't want to turn this into a takedown of Cards Against Humanity. I think the fact that we never intend to have it on the show, like, speaks volumes on that regard. But this game is like, you can't just play randomized cards. Like, we saw what
I
happens
kinda
when you
wanna
have a
play-
throwaway
I kind of
around.
want to play where each round you take a random,
random card.
from the deck.
I don't
and
think
see
it would
what
do that well, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think so
Here's
either.
the contrast with something
There's
like
always
this and
a
Cards
chance.
Against Humanity is something like Cards Against Humanity has its merits in like it's a great game once in a while, but also it's decent to play with people you don't know very well. Because despite it
Yeah.
being kind
Yeah.
of like insulting, you also gain a lot about like learning a new person, like how offensive are they, how comfortable
Counterpoint.
can I be like playing that.
You
game.
might
Important
offend
counterpoint, yeah.
Yeah, you might
I've read.
offend
I read a
people, too.
description
Yeah.
on a review, or not even a review, but a discussion of Cards Against Humanity, where someone was talking about, oh, you know, it gets used as an icebreaker a lot because
Yeah.
it eases the tension in a room, but some of the jokes are easing tension for some people and actively creating it for other
And
people.
so I guess this game
like,
can kind of do either.
Yeah.
one,
You would
because-
never. I personally would never feel comfortable playing that game with strangers just because there are people who like descriptions of sexual assault and stuff like that
Yeah.
that are in that game. That's not a good thing to just randomly introduce to people
Well, and that's the
without being too serious. Whereas everything in this is like it's a storybook.
You could literally play this game with anyone.
Yeah, I would feel
Period.
comfortable
But
like
to
playing
me,
this game with a
felt
3-year-old.
more like a thinker's game than anything because it is so
Which I kind of
heavily
like.
yeah, no, which I like, but I feel like
Right. Mhm.
some of this stuff would go over like a kid's head or something because even though it's for families, right? Like a kid is going to sort of do kind of what I did for a while, and it's like
Really
cat
literal.
old lady and like thing in a forest, and
I don't know. I
So-
feel like some kids would be really interesting with this kind of thing because they see the world in such a completely different
That's
way
true.
from how we do. That
Exactly.
Like it'd be really interesting to play this with.
Maybe you
children.
were a born kid, Reed, but I had an
It does
interesting
say-
and cultivated
Yeah.
inner life.
It does say 8 and up,
Yeah.
and I think by that point,
8
sort of
would be
you
good,
develop
yeah.
an
Yeah.
idea of
Yeah.
imagination. And
Well,
the other,
it's better than apples to apples.
Yes.
yeah, that's a low bar though.
And I think we can agree it's better than Cards Against
I
Humanity.
loved apples
do-
to apples when I was 8.
maintain
I probably
that
would
as
have
a
loved
firm
this
Yeah.
even more though.
Well, so an interesting house rule that I haven't played yet with this game, but I think would be fun, would be if you have some kind of restriction to what the theme can be. So, like, this round you can only make sounds, or this round
Yeah.
you can only
Oh,
be
yeah.
narrowly
So
good.
that would be fun.
It can only be
references.
obscure
Yeah.
that kind of thing.
I like the idea of wagering too. I think I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
I'm
that
just
could be fun.
getting some poker chips in, and then like, how confident
Do
do
you have
you,
a
feel this
gambling
round?
problem?
That,
No,
that's such a like,
actually, I have a gambling problem. I'm really bad at it. He's seen me play poker. It's terrible.
well,
it's like watching.
that's not
a puppy
entirely
get
that's
hit.
not entirely fair.
Hand 1.
That's not entirely fair.
7-4
It's that we
offsuit.
have a
I'm all in.
It's not entirely fair. It's the fact that we have a mutual friend who learned how to count by playing poker,
Yeah.
and they wipe the floor with us every single time.
Yeah.
So,
Well, all right. I think that pretty much wraps it up. Thank you for watching Homebrew. And I guess we should wrap up really quickly. What did y'all think of the beer?
I finished mine in about the first 10 minutes of playing.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's a
Right
good
through
review.
it.
Chocolate
So-
complements
I
childhood
liked it.
whimsy.
Yes, it
I'm
does.
Still drinking mine, and I'm generally not as big of a fan of darker beers. But I'm also not a huge beer fan, so don't take my total word for it. Like, I'm not.
That's
not,
why you're a guest.
Yeah, sure, that's why I'm a guest.
There was
I like it. I'm a big sucker for porters.
Yep.
A lot of times I've had some chocolate porters that they overwhelm on the chocolate. Like I recently had, seeing as apparently like the theme this night is like talking smack about stuff that isn't here.
Yeah.
I had a Southern Tier beer, their creme brulee, and
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Sounds like it
yeah.
would be tasty.
it
Yeah,
sounds
it
like it would be
was way
tasty,
too
but
sweet.
way too
Ooh.
sweet. The creme brulee
Mhm.
flavor was just overwhelming. Whereas in this, they've just kind of it's a hint of chocolate on the end,
Yeah.
and it's a really good finish.
It's
so
like dark
pretty
chocolate,
drinkable.
basically.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like
pretty
that.
good. And hey, I love supporting Oregonian brewers. So, well, all right.
So that's all we got here for Homebrew EXM Online.
Yep.
Yeah.
Check out Dixit if you want to just look at really cool art and
Yeah.
have kind of a. It's a fun, free-throwing thinking game with friends. It's
Yeah.
very light. It's very quick.
And the initial box is about $30 and like 20 per expansion, and each expansion is basically double the like the initial box is 84 cards, each expansion is another 84 cards, so you really get your money's worth.
And I think since you bought this game, we've played it like at least half a dozen times.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
it's pretty solid.
Now, really quick, just
Yep.
quickly before we finish, since you know the game the most, do they use the same artist for this? Over
No.
Okay.
So for each, so the initial game was several different artists, but each expansion after that is a different artist who gets to. I don't really know their process, but they
Okay.
just let them go
Yep.
nuts.
Okay.
And it works.
Yep, it's really cool. And you eventually notice some of the color palettes and
Yeah.
stylistic choices are different. It's
Some
really cool.
Some decks are definitely darker than others.
Yep.
Okay.
And on that note, good night.
Yeah.
Hit
Good night.
subscribe,
Watching.
check out our other videos, and see you next time. You go.
Or it's a planetary.
But that,
tree.
Okay.
wait,
Cutting
hold
Call
on.
it. Call it.
Okay, so there's a tree, and in the tree is some sort of badger thing.
There's
And there are
planets.
also planets in the tree, and there's an
Around the
eagle
tree.
flying above all of them.
And a man
And there's a
cutting it
guy,
down.
there's a kid in like a newsboy costume cutting down the tree with a hatchet. And also the roots of the tree have a snake and a fish. That's,
Bible.
Kind of America.
Bible.
you write that poem. You go out there and write that poem, Ryan.